Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Bachelor Nation's Susan Noles goes off on dog owners. Golden Bachelor alum Susan Noles took to social media with an epic rant against dog owners. Keep reading to find out what got her so upset. Golden Bachelor stars support Joan Vassos. Joan Vassos started her Golden Bachelorette journey earlier this week. She was a contestant on Jerry Turner's season of The Bachelor. She left his season early to deal with a family situation, but has another chance at finding love in her golden years. Kathy Swartz shared a heartwarming video of messages from the friends Joan made on The Golden Bachelor. Each of the women who participated promised to watch the season premiere and wished Joan luck on her season. Susan Noles goes off on dog owners. But Susan Noles showed that she can go from sweet to sour in the blink of an eye. She took to her Instagram to share a huge rant against dog owners. Her bestie Kathy Swartz filmed the clip. The video had the caption, "I can't believe this happened." What happened? Susan stepped into dog poop while she was out walking with Kathy. The video zoomed in on the mess on the sidewalk as Susan vented about how dog owners should be fined for not picking up after their dogs. She stormed into the hotel where they were staying, intent on taking a shower. Susan said she was going to put her shoes in the dishwasher, which caused Kathy to tell her not to do that. Bachelor Nation fans react. With the popularity of dogs, you'd think Susan's social media followers would be outraged by her rant. However, she had the full support with these comments on the post. The absolute worst. The smell is already coming through my phone. This pie *** is me off to no end. It's so easy to just pick it up. Such irresponsible dog owners. Not funny, but I can't help myself from laughing. Karmas Abe * touch for these people. Girl, I agree with you. Both should be held accountable for leaving their dogs do their necessities on the street and just leave it there. People are so rude. I so dislike people with dogs and they don't pick up there. They should be fined and not allowed to walk their dogs in public places like public sidewalks. It is so unfair. Susan Noles, the Southern Belle of Bachelor Nation, has always been a woman who speaks her mind. Known for her charm, wit, and unapologetic honesty, Susan is the kind of woman who doesn't shy away from tough conversations. But recently, Susan has been ruffling more than a few feathers, or fur, rather, with an impassioned, fiery rant that left the dog-owning community in a state of shock and, in some cases, agreement. It all started innocently enough. Susan was hosting one of her infamous Instagram live sessions, where she typically shares beauty tips, Southern cooking recipes, and, occasionally, life advice. With her signature bold lipstick and an array of perfectly arranged silk scarves behind her, Susan appeared every bit the elegant queen of social media that her fans have come to love. However, this particular session took an unexpected turn when a follower asked a seemingly harmless question. "Susan, do you have any pets?" The question, simple in nature, triggered a cascade of emotions in Susan that her fans were not prepared for. "Well, honey, let me tell you something," Susan began, her southern drawl thick with frustration. "I don't have pets, and I'll tell you why. It's not that I don't love animals. I do. I love them dearly, especially dogs. But what I don't love is irresponsible dog owners." The comments section of her live exploded with curious viewers, some defending dog owners while others leaned in, eager to hear more of Susan's unfiltered thoughts. With a steely glint in her eye, Susan leaned closer to the camera, ready to unload the full force of her opinion. "Now let me just clarify something," she said, raising a perfectly manicured finger. "Not all dog owners are the problem. No. There are plenty of you wonderful people who take care of your furry babies, clean up after them, and respect other people's space. But it's the others, and you know who you are, that really get under my skin." Susan then began recounting a recent incident in her neighborhood that had clearly been weighing heavily on her. "There's this adorable little dog, a fluffy Pomeranian, just the cutest thing you've ever seen. But his owner, Lord help her, seems to think that just because her dog is small, she doesn't have to pick up after him. I've walked past her house many times, and I've seen that lawn. It looks like a battlefield. And every time I politely say something, I get the same old excuse. Oh, he's so small, it's no big deal. Well, honey, it is a big deal. No one wants to step in that mess, no matter how tiny your dog is. Her southern charm softened the edges of her rant, but there was no mistaking the fire in her words. Susan wasn't holding back, and her frustration seemed to resonate with many of her viewers. Comments of agreement began flooding in, with people sharing their own horror stories of careless dog owners. But Susan wasn't done. And don't even get me started on those people who think it's okay to let their dogs off-leash in public places. Just the other day, I was at the park, minding my own business, enjoying a lovely afternoon walk, when out of nowhere, this big old German Shepherd comes barreling toward me. No leash, no owner in sight, just running free. Now, I'm not afraid of dogs, but I know a lot of people who are, and it's downright irresponsible to let your dog run wild like that. What if it had knocked me down? What if it had scared a child? People need to have more respect for those around them. Her viewers were eating it up. Many chimed in with their own grievances, expressing solidarity with Susan's frustrations. But as much as her words were sharp, there was also a layer of genuine concern beneath the surface. I love dogs, she repeated, her voice softening. I really do. They bring so much joy into people's lives. But being a pet owner is a responsibility, y'all. It's not just about cuddling and cute Instagram pictures. It's about making sure your dog is trained, that they're well behaved in public, and for the love of all that is holy, picking up after them. She paused for a moment, as if contemplating whether to continue, then decided to let loose one final point. And can we talk about barking? She asked, her eyes wide with exasperation. I swear, if I hear that neighbor's dog barking at 5 a.m. one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. I get it, dogs bark. But when it's constant, when it's at all hours of the night, it's just rude. If your dog's barking is waking up the entire neighborhood, maybe it's time to figure out what's going on. Hire a trainer, give them more exercise, do something. But don't expect everyone else to put up with it just because you think your dog is cute. At this point, Susan's rant had reached a crescendo, and her viewers were both entertained and enlightened. It wasn't just about the dogs. It was about respect, community, and consideration for others. Susan, sensing that she had said her piece, took a deep breath and smiled at the camera. Now don't you come for me with pitchforks, she said, chuckling. I'm not anti-dog, I'm just pro-responsibility. So if you've got a dog, love 'em, spoil 'em. But remember, it's your job to make sure they're not a nuisance to everyone else. The comments continued to pour in, many thanking Susan for her candidness and others engaging in a healthy debate. Some viewers even shared their own tips for being a responsible dog owner, while a few, perhaps guilty of some of the behaviors Susan had called out, took a more defensive stance. But in true Susan Noles fashion, she handled it all with grace and humor, wrapping up her live with a wink and a promise to return with more beauty tips, and, perhaps, a few more unsolicited opinions in the future. As the live session ended, one thing was clear. Susan's passion for manners and consideration extended far beyond the world of dating and reality TV. And whether you agreed with her or not, there was no denying that Susan Noles had once again managed to spark a conversation. One that would leave Bachelor Nation talking long after the rant had ended.